There we go. Welcome back, YouTube. Sorry about that. I had some tech issues there. Facebook people, if you are still here, thank you for your patience. Um, and for the people on YouTube, thank you for coming back. Hit that like and follow button, please. If you're on Facebook, show some support and some love if you wish. If you don't, no big deal. No pressure. Um, I love all of y'all, no matter what you decide to do. And I'm just glad you guys are coming back and watching the content. YouTube, hit that like and sub button if you will, please. We're trying to get to 500. Show some support, guys, if you enjoy the content and what we're doing here. Again, no pressure to do either. You know, I'm not asking for these things, but I'm only inviting. You know, so y'all are welcome to do what you wish. But yeah, thank you to Luke Rush, big man, saving the stream for YouTube today. Appreciate that. You know, much love to you, man. Anybody that points this stuff out, I will absolutely give credit to and give support to, and show love to. That would happen to save YouTube or Facebook, either one. You know, I appreciate y'all to the moon and back, because I need some people to check on this stuff for me sometimes, man, because I don't know what's going on with my own streaming system sometimes, and there are times when I get fully into my conversations and topics that I don't even realize that there's something wrong with one of the streams sometimes. So y'all gotta let me know, like my man Luke here did. So I appreciate it. Alright, so let's be real. You know, for the people on YouTube that did not get a chance to hear this information, we're going to run through it one more time. The only two people that are on the injury report we really need to be concerned about is obviously AJ Terrell and Eric Harris, the free safety, that are both out. We can take advantage of both of them. I want to see TMJ get utilized a lot against their corner, their backup corner. I want to see Shi Smith kind of stretch out that free safety position. Let's see, you know, how good this guy really is. You know, at backup free safety. I'd like to see, you know, maybe even LaVisca come in and have some fun against some of these guys. You know, Higgins on a few packages would be nice too. Whatever you're feeling, you know what I mean? Whatever you think is being given to you, take it. You know. That's realistically what PJ did against that Falcons defense. So what I say is just take advantage of what you can. There's going to be a few areas where we could use it to our advantage. And I like this starting five on this offensive line. Look at this. This is what I've been asking for from the beginning. Ickey, Brady, Bradley Bozeman, Austin Corbett, and Taylor Moton. I've been asking for that from the very beginning. And we actually did sign a left tackle. We signed Larnell Coleman for his third string left tackle. Yes, yes, and more yes. Thank you, Steve. This is what I'm looking for. This is how we shore up this offensive line to survive the rest of the season right here. We got to keep our eyes on that line. Because if we lose sight of that offensive line, we're in trouble. You know, uh, that's always been our major kryptonite throughout the many seasons that we've been through. And now that damage has shifted to the D line because we haven't been getting enough pressure. So, let's take a look at this D line. You got Brian Burns, Derek Brown, Matt Iniditis, who's been hurt, Gross Matos, and occasionally you'll see Roy in there. Occasionally you'll see Haynes in there. McCall hasn't gotten that many touches lately. Snaps, I mean. And you don't even see Barno at all. So, linebacking crew, we got Shaq, we got Damian Wilson, who's been silent for most of the year, and of course Frankie Luvu. So there you go. There's our defensive box, so to speak. And my issue has still been, how do we create the pressure that we're looking to create without giving up too much of what we have? And I say it comes down to mechanics. It will always come down to mechanics and footwork. No matter how talented you are, if you don't have footwork and technique, you're already in trouble. I mean, there's been a handful of these offensive linemen. They look fine on tape. They don't give up much ground when you draft them, and then they make that jump to the NFL and they start getting pushed back about 2 to 3 yards, and you're going, hold on a second, I thought these guys were solid. Well, you didn't do your due diligence. The footwork and the technique are everything. And that's what I'm gonna stress that in March and April when we start prepping for this draft. Guard. I'm gonna stress that heavily from our scouting department in Carolina, because I believe it's that important. It's that critical. Because if you mess that up, that could have long-term effects for about 3 years, 3 to 5 years on your offensive line. And you don't want that. So, that being said, same thing with the D-line. Long-term effects, 2 to 3 years. And that could go either way. That could be positive or negative. Either way. Yes, you're going to have busts. They're going to come through the draft system. It does happen. Even in the top 3 rounds, it does happen. But if you do your due diligence and you know these guys can be taught technique, footwork, hand placement at an NFL level, and you can you match up well with these guys and they match your system, yeah, by all means, draft the guy if he fits what we're looking for. Excuse me. Main issue being watch out for Demir Bird. I'm going to say that again. Watch out for Demir Bird. Oh, Felipe Franks. Y'all remember Felipe Franks? I think they got him from us. He got passed around probably, but now he's in Atlanta. Hmm. Go figure, right? Um, why they have 5 tight ends, I don't know. Maybe that's that zone read offense that they're doing. I don't. That one's baffling me a little bit. But Chris Lindstrom's been around for a little bit. I recognize that name. Mostly the same people though. Take advantage of Darren Hall. Take advantage of Jalen Hawkins. Take advantage of Mike Ford. Those are your 3 on offense that I want you guys to take advantage of. Take full advantage of them. Watch out for Lorenzo Carter, though. Lorenzo will be roaming around trying to look for a pick opportunity. Because he saw a couple of them against PJ during that Atlanta game. I was watching him. He was roaming around. And I was like, what is this dude doing? You know, he's being shifted over to this area, this area, this area. And I'm like, what are y'all doing with Carter, man? Because one of these plays, he's going to be in the right spot at the right time. And PJ's not going to see him. That's what it concerned me, man. And Abdullah had a really good day against us as well. So, that's a couple of things to watch out for on this Falcons defense. Stuff we learned from this Falcons game is that we were able to mostly shut down that running game, which allowed us to shut down the zone read. But if we continue to struggle against the draw plays and the runs on a consistent basis, we're in trouble. You know, you can miss a few situations, that's fine, but like the amount that we missed, they gave up huge yardage, that's a problem. Alright, so we can't be doing that no more. We got to win those battles in the trenches. We got to. It's essential if we want to win this game. That's the one thing we didn't do. The corners are going to get burnt. That's just going to happen. But the D-line, if we had stepped up, we could have shut down at least a fourth of those passes. Y'all know I'm right. We got the talent. Alright. Kyle Pitts still kind of scares me a little bit when he's out there for short passes and stuff like that. But, you know, overall, I don't think Kyle did that much during that game against us. 5 catches for 80, yeah. I stand corrected. Kyle Pitts was a problem. And a problem that we need to solve if we want to win this game. Going over the roster, had to go for a bit. Did I miss a lot? How long were you gone, boss? Boss, man. You didn't really miss that much. But yeah, Kyle Pitts, once he gets going, he's a monster. We gotta shut him down. Just like we did Njoku, just like we did the other tight ends. We gotta shut him down. For the most part, it's the same Falcons team. It really is. AJ's out again. So there you go. I don't know. There's your injury report for us. For YouTube there, I'll leave that up on the screen for you guys to read. But yeah, it's been a wild week, man. It's been a wild week. And for the ones that can't read, at the bottom of that list there, I'll scroll up real quick. There you go. The biggest concerns for us, I'm not worried about Taylor, he'll be back yet, is Matthew Iniditis, CJ, Derek Brown, we need him, Frankie Louvu, Dante Jackson, and I don't see Horn on here. Was Horn healthy for most of that game against the Bengals? And I think he was. I don't think he ever went down with an injury, did he? Somebody confirm that. Did he or did he not? Because he's not on the injury report for this week. So I have no idea. Point being, we're going to need both these guys. And Louvu to get this done. We're going to need all hands on deck. This game is going to come down to the wire. And we've got to have the physicality. We've got to have the discipline and the internal strength to win this game. We can't just walk in there and treat it like it was the Bengals game, last week. We can't do that. It's a different team here. This is a different animal. And we need to treat them with respect and treat them as they are. Transactions. I want our transactions, actually. Chin designated to return from IR. We activated Sam Darnold. Alright. So we promoted Marquise Blair and Spencer Brown in week 9 to the 53. I mean, this far, I'm happy with what I'm seeing. I just love that Steve just goes in and just fires the people responsible. Just right out of the gate on Monday morning. I was like, yes. Yes, 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 and yes. Like, that's my coach right there. You go through the coaching options and let's go ahead and do that real quick. All the coaching options that people are taking seriously right now, okay? And I'll add one more that somebody sent me. And that is the Colts coach. That's the extra one. No one's really been talking about him up until maybe the last couple of days. Because a lot of people probably didn't think he would become available. Some may have been skeptical of his release. So, and why he was released. We don't know what's going on. We don't know the full story. Point is, he's on the list now. Yeah. D-line coach needed to be fired. Absolutely. D-line coach has been doing a terrible job this year of getting these guys pass rushing, and it may be the pass rush specialist, man. I'm starting to wonder if it is. But, in addition to our D-line, you know, the one I was happy to see go was the Matt Rule guy that was the corners coach. That made me happy. That crossed a name off the list of people I hope to see gone after the season. And that was Sean. So, but as far as like legitimate head coaching position people, I mean, let's run down the list real quick. What these guys are not doing is doing in the last like week and a half here, right? We've talked about what Wilkes has done. That's positive. And to me, he gets the job. No question. But let's talk about all the other candidates y'all want. Starting with the Chiefs' offensive coordinator. Now, why does this man not have a head coaching job yet? He's been through the carousel 3 times now. Which makes you wonder what's going on there. Because this makes no sense why this man should be going through that coaching carousel 3 times and not end up with a head coaching job. Yeah, I'll take a look at the roster in a second, Lock Poppy. Thank you for that comment. About the number of Temple and Baylor people still there. Sure, we'll do an update. But right now, the head coaching spot is more important. Alright, so that rules out the guy from KC. Alright, so that's 1. 2, y'all wanted there were some people screaming out that they wanted the guy from the Colts that's gotten fired. My question is why? If the guy can't handle building a roster properly, why do we want that? That seems to be the major kryptonite of him as a head coach. Or a potential head coach. Then you move on to let's get a little more serious here. Dabo Swinney, you'll never rule him out, completely out of any race, but the guy, you'll never get him out of Clemson. Let's be real. He's not leaving Clemson. And I say that confidently as a Clemson fan. Knowing him as well as I do. He's not leaving Clemson. As much as I believe he is the right man for the job, he's not leaving. Not when you've seen that level of success down there at Clemson. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Although I've been wrong before. If he does end up as a head coach here in Carolina, I will welcome him with open arms, and I will suggest that he gets Venables out of Oklahoma and brings his butt up here. Because special teams, I don't know where you go from there. But offensive coordinator wise, I do believe Ben McAdoo's doing a halfway decent job here. I can't really complain. That might have been a Matt Rule hiring, but he's doing a decent job. You can't really, say he's not. So, now moving on to, um, Harbaugh. Harbaugh's not going to come back up here. He's stuck in Michigan. He's not coming back. Gruden was an awful Tampa Bay coach. Come on, guys. Look at his record. Do you really want that? Seriously? No. No. Division rival coach that did a terrible job? No. Pass. Hard pass. Not just a pass, but a hard pass right there. As much as I like Gruden as a human being and as a person, that's not the winner right there. No. All due respect to Mr. Gruden, I like him. And I would absolutely, give him a handshake and sit down and eat dinner with him, for sure. Great guy, but not the one we want. Moving on. You got Ken Dorsey up in Buffalo. I've already said my piece on Ken Dorsey. He has not gone through an entire NFL season as an offensive coordinator. Therefore, he is not battle tested as a head coach, let alone an offensive coordinator. He's not ready yet. Give him a few years. Then he'll be ready to test the waters at head coach if he does well, which I believe he will. I have full confidence in Ken Dorsey. He will do a great job up there in Buffalo and earn his opportunity. But not yet. Not yet. Give him time. Not the right candidate. Next. And also when you're talking Dabo Swinney, it cost him the Notre Dame game. I just want y'all to be wary of that. DJ's been having a rough 2 years. I mean, let's be honest here. Down in Clemson. And I do not endorse this man if you're looking for a quarterback in this draft class. Which we are. To a degree. I say that with a grain of salt because Baker might be the guy. Who knows? Once you unleash him off the chains. He might, but I doubt it. So, I'm sticking to that right there. He might, but I doubt it. Okay, I'm skeptical. I'm highly skeptical. And it has nothing to do with Bozeman. Nothing at all. It's his talent level that I'm looking at. I don't care about his size. I care about his talent level and what he's doing with that ball. Or in some cases, not doing with the ball. Which led to problems back then. In the first four games of Matt Rule. Anyway, point being. Offense was on the field way too few snaps. Defense was on the field way too long for Clemson against Notre Dame. Stop me when this seems to fit the patterns of what we just dealt with Matt Rule. Stop me right there. Because this is starting to sound like a broken record, right? Do we really want that as a head coach up here? Think about it. That's why I'm not 100% all in on Dabo yet. Would I like to see him get the job? Probably. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's had his fun down in Clemson. Now, we got 2 national championships out of it. I'm happy with that. I'm satisfied with that. If he were to move up to the NFL right now, I'd be more than happy to receive him in Carolina. The problem is you got to break him of that favoritism towards a certain quarterback. That let the guys do what they do. That's the only suggestion I've got for him. Let the guys do what they do. If DJ is going to be trash, let him be trash. If your backup quarterback is better than DJ is, let him show it. And that's what Steve Wilks is doing right now. You notice Steve Wilks learned from that at halftime against the Bengals. And he put in Baker. Gee, I wonder why. He did not fall into the trap that Dabo did. He did not show favoritism. He put in the guy that was best suited for the job. That is what a head coach does during a game. If you see your starter struggling in the first half, put in that backup. It's that simple. It's either the offensive line or it's that backup quarterback that's going to get the job done. Sometimes both. But with this first half issues, it's either going to be the starting quarterback or the offensive line that are having the issues. One of the two. It's never both. It's one of the two with Carolina. Have you noticed that? It's rarely ever both. I wanted to point that out. Because it is that important. Lost my train of thought. Coaching. Right. So, Harbaugh's a tough teacher. He's a strict coach, but he gets results. As evidence in San Francisco. Now, do we want that in Carolina? To a degree, yeah. But not to that level that he is displaying. So, I mean, in my opinion, not the right guy. So who's left? That would be Steve Wilks. For my money, he stands alone at the top of the mountain as your option. I just don't see another option. Dabo may be second, but Harbaugh third. I'll flip-flop that. Harbaugh second, Dabo third. Because you want an NFL experienced coach before a college coach. But I would be willing to consider either one if I was Tepper. That in mind, let's take a look at this offensive roster that you asked me to look at. Alright, so Sean Chandler, that's one. He needs to go. I'm done with Sean Chandler. Sam Franklin Jr., that's a Temple guy. It's two. Um, Matt Iniditis, Temple guy. Let's see. Bravion Roy is a Baylor guy. Let's see. And realistically, that's it. Um. Other than that, that looks like about 5 people from the Matter era rule still here. That's what I'm seeing. It wouldn't have even mattered, with a couple of these players because honestly, Matt Rule screwed us up, man. Matt Rule screwed us up. He held us back. That being said, is there a chance to redeem ourselves this year? Yes. Winnable games still on our schedule. Denver, Pittsburgh, Detroit, Tampa, possibly New Orleans. Now, winning this game against the Falcons sends a statement to everybody that we are not going away, we are sticking it out, and we want this division lead.
On the road this week, trying to shake that feeling Ralphie had when he.
Alright, so game's gonna be on Prime Video. I don't know. I have no experience working with Prime Video at all, so I have no idea what that is. So if it blacks out, it blacks out. You know what I mean? Hopefully y'all get to see it. Maybe not. For those that don't, Luke Kuechly is on the radio station doing the commentary. So I fully encourage you to, if you live in the Carolinas, look for that Panthers radio show. Should be Rock 101 in South Carolina. Yeah, 101.1 in South Carolina. I don't know what it is up in North Carolina. It's probably different up there, if you guys get it. But yeah, Luke Kuechly is broadcasting from the stadium there every Sunday. Definitely encourage you to turn down the national announcers every once in a while and just listen in, because he's got some golden nuggets, man. And I wish I could do that, but I've got to hear what players made what plays. You know what I mean? So, otherwise, I definitely would be like going back and listening to what he had to say and just picking out certain things and learning from it. And teaching you guys, really would be cool. So, I'm hoping to be able to do a little bit of that during the game tomorrow when I'm up there. I guess that's realistically it. Except for scores. We can do scores. Now let's go over scores. Okay. So the fact that we put up 21 against the Bengals is pretty decent. Then again, we put up 21 against our backups. So we don't know exactly how good our offense is under Baker with Corbett. I would say decent. That's my argument. So then, you got the Eagles beating Houston 29-17. Expected. Chargers beat Atlanta 20-17. Expected. Miami beats Chicago 35-32. Expected. However, I did not expect Chicago to put up that many points. So that's interesting. Fields had a pretty good day, apparently, from what I hear. Yeah, I didn't watch that game, but I heard good things about Fields that day. So, hey, even a trash quarterback can have a good day once in a while. It does happen. But, well, I'm not going to say he's trash, but stop. Stupid ads. Trying to make a point. All right. And I'm not trying to say that Fields is trash. I'm trying to say that he's just not the guy that you want, that you thought you drafted up in Chicago at all. It is what it is. But every once in a while, those guys get a win. You know, they play really well. You never know, man. It's the way the NFL works. Weird things happen. It's this game in general, you know? You can't get too comfortable and you can't get too lazy either. Stop giving me ads. I don't like that. Stop it. There. Alright, I muted it on here, so we won't have to listen to that. Anybody say copyright? It's a wonderful thing, isn't it? Oh, it's a glorious thing. Alright. So, Detroit beats Green Bay. They finally get their win. And in a massive way over Aaron Rodgers, who only puts up 9 points. 9 points, y'all. What is happening to the great Aaron Rodgers? What is going on here? I'm telling you, this is a strange year where you see Aaron Rodgers struggle this much. This is odd. I mean, we did just have a blood red moon last night, so there is that. But I mean, that's if you believe in that stuff. It's a weird coincidence if not. But anyway, Aaron Rodgers struggled and 9 points. So Jacksonville beats the Raiders 27-20. Expected. Jacksonville is the better team, but not by much. You know, and the fact that they managed to put up 27 shows that Trevor Lawrence knows what he's doing, Etienne knows what he's doing, and they're working together really well. New England 26-3. Now that's a typical New England score that we're used to seeing right there. So my question is, what went on there in Foxborough? The Colts can't find a quarterback, man. They've been looking and looking and looking. They thought Matt Ryan might have been the answer, and he's not. And then Andrew Luck retires on him, and then this, that, and the other. They can't figure out what's going on up there in Indy. And it just sucks if you're a Colts fan. It really does. Jets 20-17 over the Buffalo Bills. What a humongous win for the Jets. Humongous. This might be a franchise best for the Jets for a while. It's been a few decades now. And Buffalo is widely considered to be the team that will make it to the Super Bowl. So if you consider that, huge win. Alright, so Minnesota 20, Washington 17. Minnesota continues their rampage. They seem legit so far. I mean, I have no reason to believe they aren't, unless they prove to me otherwise. Seattle 31-21 over Arizona. Now, granted, Minnesota's not putting up the same number of points as everybody else right now, but they're taking care of business. Yeah. They're not putting up massive amounts of points against a weak team, And I'm not saying Washington isn't a weak team because they did put up 17, but the average Joe, if you want to pull away from everybody in Minnesota, you got to put up the points. Plain and simple. You got to make a statement. Like Cincinnati just did against us. KC over Tennessee, 20-17. KC wasn't fully involved with that game. You could tell by the 20. But Tennessee's fighting, man. Tennessee is fighting. That's a fighting team. And finally, Baltimore 27-13 over the Saints. Obviously helps us. Great job. Cool. Alright. Week 10. Let's talk predictions. Seattle and Tampa Bay. Seattle's going to win that game by a 10-point margin. Tampa has been showing they can't keep up. It's going to happen again. Minnesota and Buffalo. Minnesota just came off a win. I smell an upset opportunity here for Minnesota. I mean, we'll see. But I smell an upset. So I'm picking the Vikings for right now. After the win they just got. Could happen. But Buffalo is probably pissed off because they lost to the Jets. So, could be a pretty good game. Detroit and Chicago. I've got Detroit. Chicago is awful. This is going to be Detroit's third win. KC and Jacksonville. I got KC, obviously. Chiefs are better than Jacksonville by a good margin. by about 14. So don't expect that to be close. If it is, I'd be very impressed with Jacksonville. But KC's got way too much talent. So Houston and the Giants. Obviously, you know I got to pick the Giants to improve to 7-2. Texans go down to 1-7, retaining the first pick. But again, any given Sunday, Cleveland and Miami. I got Miami winning 7-3. Will be their record after this week. Cleveland is showing Cleveland type things right now. So we'll see how they do. They're a better team than they used to be, but you can't count on it. Pittsburgh Saints. Obviously, I'm picking the Saints. They're better than the 3-6 record. Don't let that fool you. You know, but not much better. Rough schedule this year. Denver and Tennessee. I've got Tennessee in that one. Denver's been struggling. That's that. Indy over the Raiders. Indy goes to 4-5. Raiders 7. That impacts us on the draft boards, as they are number 3. 3 or 4, I believe. Let me double check. Somebody posted the list. Let's see. Where is it? Here we go. Yep, number 3. So, that being said, Denver falls. Raiders fall. Green Bay falls again to Dallas this time. 7-2 Dallas Cowboys. Green Bay goes to 3-7 for the first time in their franchise history under Aaron Rodgers. That's big right there, guys. That's big. Arizona and the Rams. I've got the I don't know. I'm going Arizona with this one. Actually, 4-6 Arizona record after this. Rams drop to 3-6. Chargers and 49ers. I've got the Chargers over the Niners, but not by much. It's going to be a tight game there. This is why this is a Sunday night game right here. They moved it to primetime for that reason. Chargers win 6-3. Niners drop to 4-5. All right. Washington and Philly to finish up. Obviously, Philadelphia remains undefeated against Washington. That's 9-0. Washington drops to 4-6. So there you have it. Those are all your teams that I am picking. There's a few of them that are going to drop to 4-6, right where we're going to end up. So that's going to impact the draft order. Never mind that for now. We're still going to end up top 10. But we're trying for the division right now. So at the moment, where we land is where we land. As far as I'm concerned. We're still going to get proper talent wherever we end up. Because Scott is off the leash. He's able to draft whatever he wants to draft. That's a positive for everybody in the Panthers organization. So, his scouts are currently working. He's getting the job done. There you have it. That being said, is there anything else you guys would like to cover? I mean, we'll probably do a mock draft stream next week sometime, and just screw around with stuff for a couple of hours. That'll probably be early in the day, so be looking for that early in the day. So if I'm catching everybody on their lunch break on the East Coast, that'll probably be it right there. Or mid afternoon maybe. Perhaps late evening. We'll see how that goes. I'll announce it though. If I do choose to do it, I'll announce it. Beyond that, ladies and gentlemen, it is 2:30 officially, and I need to get some sleep if I'm going up to Charlotte for the game. Y'all have a great night. Shout out to Lock Poppy, all the people that were involved with the YouTube chat before it crashed. I don't know your names, but I shouted y'all out before. Shout out to Luke. Shout out to Dimitrik. Shout out to Teller Hales. Be sure to check out Tyler Hale's live streams whenever he does live streams on his Facebook group page. For the Panthers. Great guy, man. Great guy. Love his content. Falcons are favorites for this matchup, 64%. 64.2 according to ESPN. But when have we ever trusted ESPN, right? Come on. Really? When have we ever trusted them? Anyway. It's been a fun evening. Fun night. Stay happy, healthy, and well. That being said, anything else y'all want to throw in chat before I leave? Any players y'all want to talk about? We can talk about it real quick. I'll be doing a card stream tomorrow on the way up to Charlotte. And I'll be doing a stream back from Charlotte. So be expecting that. That being the case, witness our dark side. It's coming, y'all. The dark side is coming. Be ready. Alright, y'all have a good one.
Fast team. Okay. And Kentucky has really passed the ball with speed on target in this game to their jump shooter.
That being said, keep pounding. Keep pounding. Let's go win. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.